Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. I've just been on the bike. I've been on Zwift and I've done 2.25 hours on the Watt bike, and I cycled up Ventoux in Zwift and a PB under 2 hours. And those of you who've been on either Ventoux in real life or on Zwift will know that's quite an achievement. Now, the question is, have I got a sore bum? And no, I don't. And why don't I have a sore bum? I've got a bit of an aching bum, but that's slightly different. I haven't got a sore bum because of what we're talking about today. And we are talking about chamois cream. And this video, yes, you've been waiting for this. This video is about how to apply chamois cream and also a little explanation about what chamois cream is and what it's for. First thing to say, chamois in this instance is actually spelt S-H-A-M-O-I-S and is a French word, I believe, for a small animal the size of an otter or a mink, perhaps a bit bigger, perhaps a bit smaller. I'm not 100% certain. And it's called a chamois cream because in the old days when cycling started back in the 16th century, and they used to have wooden saddles, they used to be very hard, and they used to make their shorts out of chamois or chamois, these kind of mink-like animals. So they used to sew lots of these animals together, and they would then be put into the trousers, so you'd be riding on something soft. And as time went on and things developed, the chamois was the piece of leather that went inside the woolen shorts, and it was designed to try and make things a little bit softer for your bum when sitting on one of these. Yes, a saddle. Now, the central or the inner part of the shorts that you sit on is not made of leather anymore. It's made of various synthetic technical materials, and so the word chamois if you like, but tends to be pronounced chamois, is used for chamois cream. And chamois cream was originally cream that you put on the leather to soften it, because as time went on the leather got very hard, it got very kind of cracked, and it was very hard on your bum. So the intention of the chamois cream was to soften up the leather. As time has gone on, chamois cream has been refined and developed, and it is now used to create a bit of a barrier between your bum, i.e. the skin of your bum. And by the way, in this video I am going to be talking about things to do with down there, as it were. We're not going to get too graphic, so you can still get your maiden aunts and your young children to watch this video, but it is important information, and if you're a cyclist it's essential information. So what is chamois cream? How do you apply it? What is it used for? First of all, obviously, as I was one of the first Rapha wankers in the country, of course I use Rapha chamois cream. I happen to like this cream. It smells very nice. Other creams are available. This is quite expensive, although chamois cream as a whole tends to be quite expensive. You can use Sudocrem, which is a very common kind of barrier cream, often used for nappy ration to put on babies in this country. Whether it's used throughout the world, I'm not sure, but it's very good. Sudocrem is very good. You can use Sudocrem, or you can buy a special chamois cream, and there are lots of different makes available. This says on it, by the way, crème anti-frottement, anti-friction skin cream. So presumably frottement, F-R-O-T-T-E-M-E-N-T, if you didn't get my pronunciation, is French for friction, I assume. And it says here, it's a little difficult for me to read, I'm afraid, it says Rapha chamois cream is formulated with hydrating olive oil and shea butter to soothe and calm the skin. Shea butter, by the way, was first developed for people who used to go and see concerts at Shea Stadium. You may remember that the Beatles performed there in about 1963, 1964, something like that. And the seats in Shea Stadium were very hard, so they developed a kind of butter that you could put on your bum that would make the seats a little bit softer. So that's where the shea butter comes from. So this is a pot of Rapha chamois cream. Now, moving swiftly on, this is a bear. You see that? It's a brown bear, and it's got a red scarf on it, and you say, oh no, what is Julian going to do with a bear and a pot of chamois cream? No, Nigel, it's not that kind of video, because I didn't think it fair to inflict upon you the de-shorting of Julian's body, i.e. the removal of the shorts and the application of chamois cream to a real bottom, which is not that kind of, this is not that kind of video. I thought I'd use a model or a substitute, and the model that I've chosen is this particular brown bear. Other bears are available, and you don't have to use a bear. So I've put a pair of bib shorts on this bear, and this is a pair of bib shorts, and there is the bear in the shorts. Can you see that? So there is one leg here. This bear has rather short legs, and one leg is here, and here is the bottom, the underneath of the shorts. So let's just take the bear out of the shorts, because I want to illustrate something. And what I want to illustrate is, incidentally, this is a clean pair of shorts, in case you thought, oh Julian, please don't show us a used pair of shorts. This is a clean pair of shorts, and this is the chamois, or the pad, if you like, that used to be made of leather, is now made of synthetic materials, and as you can see, it's stitched into the shorts around there, so that creates a seam. There's no other seam within this pad, and more expensive shorts tend to have fewer seams, because seams can cause a problem. And why can they cause a problem? Well, if you imagine this pair of shorts on this saddle, all right, so you're cycling along, you're moving your legs, and what happens is your legs, there are three levels here. We have the saddle, then we have the shorts or the chamois, and then we have the skin, in other words the bear and the skin of the bottom. And because you've got three levels, this creates friction, and that friction can create rubbing against the skin, and that rubbing of the skin after a long period, or if there are sharp seams, can cause damage to the skin, like a blister or a little cut, and that can then get infected, and that can then cause you saddle sores, which are particularly unpleasant things to have to deal with. So the theory behind the chamois cream is to create a kind of barrier that will reduce the friction. So you want to reduce the amount of rubbing that the friction causes on your bum or your legs on the saddle. So we'll put our shorts to one side, we'll take our pot of cream, and first get your bear, as my friend Fanny Craddock would say. This bear, say hello bear, there we are, bear is saying hello, and saying hello with his left arm. Right. Now we're not going to concentrate too much on the upper half of the bear. What we want to concentrate on is the lower half of the bear. Now you'll see that this bear, like most stuffed animals, has been produced without genitalia, either male or female genitalia. So you have to imagine, or rather don't imagine, but you can imagine that there are genitalia there, but we're not going to consider the genitalia because that's not an issue for the use of chamois cream. Might be an issue for use with other cream, but this is not that kind of video. So here I'm going to rest the bear on my shoulders like that. And here you have where the leg joins the groin up here. This is where you get the rubbing on the saddle, all right? And if we look behind, again, this join where the leg joins the buttock here and here, again, you can get rubbing there. So that's where you want to apply the cream. Now you can, some people say you can apply the cream to the shorts in the way that it used to be done. I must say I've never done that before, and I'm not in favour of that method because it means you then put on a rather unpleasant damp pair of shorts before you even go riding. So I think it's much better to apply the shorts, to apply the cream direct to your skin. Now, you can either do that when you're completely naked, of course, depending on what sort of partner you have and whether they like to see this kind of thing. The application of chamois cream, by the way, is best done in private. So what I tend to do, and this is just my method, you don't have to copy my method, you can do your own method, is to put on my shorts and then sort of pull my shorts halfway down and then apply the cream. I'm not quite sure why I do that. I suppose the sensible thing would be to apply the cream and then put the shorts on, but that's just my particular method that's developed over a number of years. So let's imagine the shorts have been removed. Here is the body, and you've got your pot of cream. Cream can be sold in pots like this, or it can be sold in tubes. The advantage of the cream being applied from a tube is that you don't do what's called double dipping. In other words, you don't put your fingers into the pot, apply it to the bear, and then get another load where you put your dirty fingers into the pot, because that's obviously not good in terms of transferring dirt and germs and bacteria and so forth from your nether regions into the pot where it stays. And of course, you should not double dip ever your pot with somebody else, no matter how close they are, whether they're relatives or spouse or somebody you just met on a club run. So we take the pot and we dip our fingers into the pot, or we squeeze some out of the tube onto our fingers. And it's best if you take enough on your fingers for all the cream that you're going to apply, and therefore you don't double dip into the pot. It's also important, by the way, that you wash your hands before you double dip. Before you dip. I am right-handed for the application of chamois cream, so I would dip my fingers into the pot like that, and I would then spread the cream here in this crack part, this crack where the leg joins the groin, and here, and then I would reach behind me. So if you can imagine, I'm reaching behind the bear and I'm applying it here into this crack. Now, do not apply the cream into your center crack for obvious reasons, but you can apply the cream to the area between your anus and your scrotum. If you are a lady applying chamois cream, it is not a good idea to apply chamois cream to your what we shall call lady parts, because that can sting. But what you do want to do is to apply the cream to the areas of your body that will be rubbing on the saddle and causing friction. You then pull up your shorts, wash your hands, make sure the top is back on the pot, smile nicely at your spouse or apologize for anybody who might have been watching, get on your bike and go for your ride. And you should find, if things are working as they should do, that barrier of cream reduces the amount of friction and therefore lessens the chance of getting saddle sores. If you get saddle sores, and most cyclists will get saddle sores at some stage in their life, there's very little you can do about it except stop cycling until the sore goes away. Because obviously if you get a sore in this particular crack, or this back crack, or this back crack, not this middle crack, hopefully, if you do get a sore there, then if you're continuing to ride, you're continuing to rub against it, you're continuing to get bacteria into it, and it's going to take more time to heal. So the only real way to let it heal, and many professional cyclists have been forced to cut short Tour de France's or important races because they get a saddle sore, and if it gets really painful, it is just virtually impossible to ride. So you come back from your ride, you remove your shorts and you go for a shower. One other thing that is particularly important is that you do not wear your shorts for more than one ride. You might be tempted, particularly if you're doing at the moment where I'm going on Zwift pretty much twice a day on the turbo. I'm getting through, I'm not getting through 10 pairs of shorts because I'm having to wash them each time, but it means there's an awful lot of washing for the wife to get through, and that is an occupational hazard, I'm afraid. But don't be tempted to shortcut that process by using the same pair of shorts twice. So not very good. So use plenty of chamois cream. Don't overdo it. I mean, you don't need a whole pot. and this is about 15 quid, by the way. It smells. It smells very nice. I'm sure it says somewhere on the packaging that this chamois cream is made with leaves or twigs or something that they've gathered from the slopes of Ventoux. I'm sure if Rafa have said it, then it must be true. So that is the application of the chamois cream. That is the bear. If you want to say bye-bye to the bear, bye-bye bear, say bye-bye. Come on, say bye-bye bear. Don't be shy, don't be shy. The bear has put himself through quite a lot today. And remember, the cracks is where the chamois cream would go, not on the genitalia, not on your man parts, not on your lady parts. That is for a different kind of video. Now, I posted a little picture on Instagram saying I was going to be doing this video, and my friend Henry Wildberry, one of my most, one of my most favourite YouTubers, left a very nice comment, and I said I'd give him a shout out in this video. So if you haven't watched the videos of Henry Wildberry from California, I'll put a link down below for this video, then please do so, because I really enjoy his work. So hope you've enjoyed that video. If you like my videos, please remember that all my videos raise money for the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon in the United Kingdom. If you like my videos, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, because that will give you a bang on the head every time. Ow. That hurt. That will give you a bang on the head when I upload a new video, and remember, and that will remind you to switch on your computer and watch Julian's latest opus. So hope you've enjoyed that. Top tips for new or returning cyclists, how to apply chamois cream. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.